Hello everyone, my name is Shamanawat and I welcome all of you once again to the series of Quadratic Equation. In this lecture, we will discuss how to form the quadratic equation when roots are given. In the first lecture of quadratic equation, we have seen that if alpha and beta, guys, don't get scared of looking at alpha and beta. Yeah, they are just symbols, okay, alpha and beta. So if the roots are alpha and beta, what are roots? So come on, we have discussed roots a lot in previous videos. Roots, solution of quadratic equation, or values of x when you solve the equation, or zeros of quadratic polynomial, one of the same thing, right? So if the roots are alpha and beta, some symbol, okay, some symbol, don't get scared of this, some symbol are roots of the equation, then the equation can be represented, its equation can be written in form of x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta equals to 0. Yeah, that is the quadratic equation in form of roots. So if the roots are given to you, then you can form the quadratic equation by help of that. So if the roots are 2 and 1 by 2, let's see how do we apply the equation, apply the quadratic equation in form of roots. So roots are alpha and beta. If the roots are alpha and beta, then we say x square minus alpha plus beta x minus alpha into beta equals, plus alpha into beta equals to 0. 2, let's say 2 is alpha and 1 by 2 is beta. Substitute, you get x square minus 2 plus 1 upon 2 x plus 2 into 1 upon 2 equals 0. What do you get here? X square, 2 and a half will become what? 2.5, that is 5 by 2 x plus this will become what? 1 equals to 0. That's the answer. If you want to simplify further, you don't want this 2 in denominator, you can multiply the entire equation by 2. What do you get? 2x square minus 5x plus 2 equals to 0. Either one of them. You can see in the question, you are going to answer exam, which is objective exam, multiple choice question. You can see which is matching in the option. Writing the quadratic equation when roots are given. Let's see one more. Okay, I will leave this for you, 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. I hope you will be able to do it. You want me to solve? Okay, let's solve. No worries, let's solve. X square, let me write x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta equals 0 if roots are alpha and beta. Let's say this is alpha and this is beta. Substitute x square, concept builder video, basic video, okay, this is not for the students who already know about it. Yeah, this is concept builder video. The students who are aware about it, we will have LOD 2, LOD 3 for you. You can watch that videos. Alpha 1 by 3, beta 1 upon 2, x plus alpha here 1 upon 3, beta here 1 upon 2 equals to 0. X square minus here, simplify 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2. How do you add the fractions? Yes, 3, 2 multiply 6, 2 cross multiply 2, 3 cross multiply 3, and here you got what? X plus multiply these two, 1 upon 3 multiply by 1 upon 2 is 1 upon 6. So here you have x square minus 5 by 6x plus 1 upon 6 equals to 0. And if you do not like the denominators, you can multiply this entire equation by 6 because denominators are 6, right? So if you multiply, what do you get? 6x square minus 5x plus 1 equals to 0. So either this or this, either one of them, that's your answer. Okay, all well? Forming the quadratic equation when roots are given. Now we have some surprise elements also in this video. What if one of the root is, this is one of the root, okay, that's not, they are not two roots. What if one of the root is imaginary, 2 minus I? Now make a note here. If one of the roots are imaginary, then the other root has to be imaginary. Are you getting it? You know why? Because when you find the root by using the formula method, yeah, you can't find this imaginary root by using the factorization method. You will find by using what? Using the formula method, which is what? Minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac. Remember the formula? By 2a. Now you got this imaginary part because of this, right? Yeah. So this, and to find these two values, two roots, you use plus one time and other time minus, negative sign. So this, if this part is imaginary, it's going to be, imagine, it's going to be minus b plus some imaginary number by 2a, and the second one will be minus b minus some imaginary number by 2a. Are you getting it? So if you know one of the roots, the second root has to be imaginary. Yeah, that's the surprise element. So keep in mind, if one root is imaginary, which is given as 2 minus I, the second root will be no doubt, it will be 2 plus I. Yeah, I have told you the reason, because the imaginary is because of b under root of b square minus 4ac. This must be negative. That is what we have learned in the previous lecture, nature of roots. If you have not watched it, go to lecture number 2 and watch that. So if one root is imaginary, the other root will also be imaginary. If you have only one root, the imaginary root, you can say the second root by just changing the sign of imaginary part, only the imaginary part. Alright? Okay. So if one root is given, the second root you can write. Yeah. Same thing will happen if in case of this irrational number. The square root value you are not able to solve. Now from where do you get this square root sign? You get the square root sign from the discriminant. So if one root is 2 plus root 3, only one root is given, and that is irrational. This is what? Irrational. What is irrational? The square root which you cannot simplify. That is irrational. Okay. If that is irrational, only one root is given, then you can say the second root has to be 2 minus root 3. And you need to understand why. Don't get confused. You need to understand why. The square root part will come only because of this. And before this you got plus and minus. So if one is plus, the second will be minus. If one is 2 plus root 3, the second will be 2 minus root 3. Okay. So be it imaginary roots or irrational roots, you just need one root. You can say what is the other root. That's the surprise element. Well, now let's solve and find the quadratic equation having 2 minus I and 2 plus I as the roots. Let's do it. So what's the formula? Not formula. What is the quadratic equation in form of roots? X square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta equals to 0. Let's say alpha is 2 minus I and beta is 2 plus I. Substitute. x square minus 2 minus I plus 2 plus I plus product 2 minus I into 2 plus I equals to 0. Then what you have is x square. Now tell me one thing, this minus I and plus I is going to get cancelled, right? You got minus 2 plus 2, 4 with x of course, plus here do you see these two brackets as a minus b and a plus b? Yeah, what is the formula? A minus b and a plus b, that's equal to a square minus b square, right? So here a is what? 2, so 2 square 4 minus you will get b which is I, so you will get minus I square. Hold on, yes, I am going to tell you in details. Hold on, yeah, hold on, stay tuned, don't skip. Yes, so do you remember what is the value of I? I value is the square root of minus 1. So what will be I square? Apply square both sides. I square will be what? Minus 1. Yeah. What do you have here? X square minus 4x plus 4 minus of minus 1. I square is minus 1 equals to 0. Minus minus will become plus. You have x square minus 4x. 4 plus 1 will become plus 5 equals to 0. And this is your answer. This is your answer. Yeah, concept builder. We are building concept. That's why I'm trying to write steps as much as possible. All the steps in details as much as possible. Are you clear? Only one root is given. Imaginary. No problem. You can say what is the other root by changing the sign of only imaginary part. Only imaginary part. If it was 2 minus I, so the other root has to be 2 plus I. Change the sign of only imaginary part. And why? You need to understand this. Let's come to irrational roots. So if one of the root is 2 plus root 3, you can change the sign of the irrational part and say the other root has to be 2 minus root 3. Okay. Now, how do you simplify this? You got one root and the other root. So let's write the quadratic equation in form of roots, which is x square minus alpha plus beta x plus alpha into beta equals to 0. Substitute alpha and beta there. X square minus 2 plus root 3 plus 2 minus root 3 x plus alpha, which is 2 plus root 3, and beta, which is 2 minus root 3 equals to 0, is equal to 0. Okay. Now you can see here plus root 3 minus root 3 is cancelled. So 2 plus 2 is 4. We got this with x plus. Here again you can see a plus b into a minus b, which is equals to a square minus b square, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me write this again. So I can say this is x square minus 4x plus, what is a here? 2. 2 square is 4. What is b here? Root 3. So root 3 square is 3. Root 3 square is 3, isn't it? What you get at the end? You get x square minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Yeah. And this is your answer. This is your answer. So we understood how to get the quadratic equation when you have roots. When you have been given roots, when the roots are given, then how to find the quadratic equation. Where it is normal numbers like positive integer numbers or even the fraction numbers, that's fine. But when you have, or rather let me say, rational numbers which are not having square root. In fact, if you don't even have real number, imaginary number, then what to do? If you got irrational roots, then what to do? Yeah, 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 2, what to do? And imaginary roots, then what to do? And irrational roots, then what to do? Fine. The next lecture is going to be sum and product of roots. So do not skip that. It's important. Yes. So once again, my name is Shyam Manawat signing off. I will see you in the next lecture. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye bye.